All right, so we are back, and today's video is the presentation, first announcement and gathering of the main event and co-main event for Netflix's first combat sports event, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, and the co-main, Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 2. First press conference just went down in New York, and honestly, it was pretty entertaining. Now, again, I know that people are going to have very strong feelings about this fight. We've gone through it many a times, but I want to take this press conference for what it is, because listen, whether you, me, or anybody else likes it or not, this fight's happening, okay? We at least need to take it for what it is and see how well does Mike Tyson look at this point? What does Jake look like? How do they size up? Where are they both mentally, physically, spiritually, or otherwise heading into this thing? And this first press conference was an indicator that regardless what you think about this fight, Mike is still, at least verbally and mentally, pretty fucking sharp. And honestly, there's one moment that's sticking out to me, but it's probably a whole lot of nothing I'm reading too much into, but we need to take a look at it anyway. Netflix presents Most Valuable Promotions, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, the first press conference hosted by our guy Ariel Helwani. The breakdown, let's go.
Frankly, you are too old to be fighting a guy who's 28.
Well, I'm beautiful. That's all I can say.
How?
The question was Ariel asking Mike, what do you say to the people that are saying you're too old? Ariel wasn't calling Mike too old, but Mike's answer was that I'm beautiful. There's nothing else I can say. And again, you didn't know what kind of Mike you were going to get at this press conference. And honestly, we have, I think, one more this Thursday, but as this keeps going on and we get closer and closer to the fight, Mike is very, you'll see in this press conference, very jovial, very high spirit, and again, witty and funny. He's Uncle Mike. But as the fight gets closer, whether you think like I do and that Jake is probably going to win this, or you think, you know what, Mike still has one last go in him at 58 years old, he's taking this very seriously. And as the fight gets closer, you're going to see that demeanor switch. So enjoy this while it lasts. But yeah, Mike, he's obviously got a ton of charisma.
Is the training camp going? Because we see the 30-second clips with Rafael Cordero and your whole team, but could you give us a little more insight into how things are going?
I'm doing great, but my body's right now. I'm sore. Yeah, I'm really sore.
I think you're playing possum.
No, I wish.
I mean, yeah, like, again, we knew this was going to happen. Mike Tyson is 57 years old. You can't just train at a high level for as long as he did in his life, and now at 57 to do it for, you know, however many weeks in camp he's going to be and not feel all of those 57 years. I trained for a couple of days and I'm tired at 31. I didn't take 25 years away from training and then have a fight and then took another 4 years off of training. I'm just a guy trying to get back in shape. So imagine a 57-year-old man trying to get in shape for a boxing match. That shit's crazy. And again, Mike's no normal 57-year-old. He's one of one. The point is, he's being honest. This shit is not going to feel good.
Mike wanted this. Mike wanted it to be a pro fight. He wants the war. And so I respect that. I respect them for taking this fight, for stepping up to try to put an end to me. Because that's what all these fighters have been trying to do, is end the YouTuber. And if Mike can do that, then he's a hero.
His man Jake came on stage with the ice-style boxing gloves. I gotta be honest, his left earlobe right now is probably worth more than anything that I'll ever own in my life. I can't hate on the Prada he's rocking, but he is, again, looking gigantic. But again, yeah, he's right. There's a lot of people that want to see Jake Paul lose. And I see they keep pushing this, like, Tyson wanted the pro fight. Tyson wanted the pro fight. Maybe he did, and I don't understand why Mike would do that. But there was very clearly from Jake's side, I would have to think, based on how he's talked about all other fights that he's wanted with legends or anybody else, Floyd, whoever, that he wanted pro sanctioning rules, and he wants these things to be on his official record. I don't think that's far-fetched to say, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't just Mike that wanted this, but it's gonna be an interesting thing if, and again, in my opinion, when Jake takes down Mike, has that name on his record. That's why. I don't even believe that this is still really even happening. It's crazy.
Is that the goal here? Are you trying to put an end to Jake Paul?
Well, no, I really like Jake a lot, you know, but once he's in that ring, he has to fight like his life is dependent on it, because it will be.
My mind just flashed back to like 1988, bro. Like, I wasn't even born at that time, but just in retrospect, I'm seeing young Mike Tyson with that answer, man. I'm seeing a young, humble Mike Tyson on his way up, winning that first belt before he had all the money and the fame and the tattoos and the drugs. He said, Jake better fight like his life is on the line when he's in there with me, because it is. Again, say what you will about this fight, but that's the approach you want to see. You don't want to see Mike coming in here playing games, because you know that Jake's not. You know he's not doing that. So Mike better be coming in with that freaking, I studied the art of war. That Mike. That's who we want.
For sure, I think it's 50-50, you know. I truly believe that there's a lot of people who, you know, see me as an arrogant ass. I can be sometimes, but I'm just having fun and entertaining the world. And I do think that the older generation wants people to see Mike knock me out, but at the end of the day, I also have the kids, the middle schoolers, the high schoolers, the college students rooting for me and want to see me and Mike.
I gotta be honest, I don't know how many people are rooting for Jake in this fight. Like, Jake should know he is the ultimate heel in this fight. And I wish he would play it up more, even though, again, you know, he obviously very much does care about Mike. Apparently, they have a pretty decent relationship, but he has to know that no one wants to see him win this fight. Maybe these middle schoolers he's talking about, the TikTok thing, and maybe even some of the influencer boxing stuff, but high schoolers, college kids, normal aged adults, and then the older generation all look at Jake as either a pariah because they don't see him as a real boxer. That's not what I think. I think he's proven himself time and time again, but they don't see him that way. And the older generation doesn't even know who he is. You guys heard my dad, Leo, roll the clip.
I think his best chance, Jake Paul, you need to run for 3 rounds.
Stay away. You want to address him in this camera right here? This one right here?
Okay,
yeah,
yes.
Talk to him.
Stay away for 3 rounds. That's all you got to do.
Okay.
After that,
then what?
Do your stuff. But if you get in there and fight toe-to-toe with that son of a gun for the first 3 rounds, there's a good chance you're getting knocked out.
He's been doing this his whole entire life, so it's second nature to him. I've been doing this for 4 years, and I've been doing it at a super high level, but on July 20th, I'm going to show the world that I can outbox Mike Tyson and prove everyone wrong and show that I will be the one doing the killing.
Jake does a really good job of this, and I'm going to give him his credit here. He did it with Anderson Silva. He's done it with Nate Diaz. Like, he essentially uses their legacy to prop them up, which, again, it's a super smart move as a heel to do this. Like, look at this guy. He's the greatest ever. I'm Mr. YouTube, dude. I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years. There's no way I should be able to go in and beat him and whatever, even though, again, we're leaving a lot of things out in this equation. But he does that so that if and when he does go and win, he can say, well, no, I did beat the baddest man on the planet. I did beat the multiple-time heavyweight champion of the world. He can do that, so it's an ingenious thing that all great heels do. Put over your opponent so that when you beat them, you're better than the thing you put over.
I wanted to shorter rounds because I wanted more action. If we only have 2 minutes, we'll fight more.
It's going to be
more action.
It's going to be a firefight, more punches, and it's going to be a sprint in there, so I think it's more entertaining for the fans.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of sprints because I saw him doing a lot of running. I've been doing a lot of sprints, yeah.
Again, Mike, he's so charismatic, dude, without even trying to be really. Again, he's not only experienced in the ring, he's experienced in these press conferences, but someone had asked the question that, of course, you know, everybody's been asking, why the 2 minutes? Whose idea was that? Who pushed that across the line? And I think he also asked about the 14-ounce gloves, which I don't think we got an answer on, but both of those were put into place because Mike is 57. Here comes
Hey.
Oh, no, it's the jinx.
Yeah. Hey, relax.
Oh, God. Better Derek is getting heckled. The industry plant, the crowd plant, Derek from Better is getting heckled by, I think that was Amanda Serrano, before he even asks his question. Let's hear this.
Derek from Better Media here.
Boo! Boo!
Getting booed by Jake and Amanda. Mike has no idea what's happening. Neither does Katie Taylor. No one knows. Mike's waving him off.
I just want to let you know that I actually work for Jake Paul. I've gotten to know him pretty well. I've seen him box quite a bit. And I can confidently say that you're going to knock his ass out, Mike. You're going to knock his ass out. Let's go.
Not the pop that Better Derek was hoping for. Look at Jake.
And I can confidently say that you're fired.
Hey, Jake, I'm the face of the company. You know you can't fire me. I am Better.
Security.
Mike, my only question is, what round are you going to knock him out in?
Hey, come to the fight. Hope you can afford a ticket.
But again, Mike is charismatic, dude, and he's witty. Like, he's more witty than I give him credit for. Keep it in mind, again, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but Mike he's quick. He's still quick, and if you're quick mentally, maybe, I'm just saying, I don't know.
Do you feel like you'll be able to take Mike Tyson's power at this stage?
I know I will be able to. I'm a natural-born heavyweight. This is what I was born to do, is to move up into this weight class, and I'm going to show Mike who has the more power, because he's underestimating me. I think everyone else is underestimating me, and I believe that I hit harder. I know it's going to be tough. I know I'm going to have to fight through adversity. I know I might even go to the canvas. I'm scared, don't get me wrong, but it's not about the fear stopping me. It's about going into it, even though I am scared, and that's what true bravery is.
There's a lot there. So Jake says, for one, he's a natural-born heavyweight. I don't think he should be fighting at heavyweight anytime soon, especially if he has this goal of still being a world champ. Heavyweight's not going to do that for him. I mean, if you're talking about guys fighting around their actual walk-around heavyweight, Jake would be a very, very light heavyweight, which is a heavyweight of the 90s, but in today's game, you have 240 to 260 to 290 pound heavyweights. It's a little bit different, but he also says there that he thinks that essentially he is going to knock Mike Tyson out because no one believes in him, and Mike may be underestimating him, and he can take Mike's punches, which again, all are true to a degree. I do think Jake is going to be able to take Mike's punches, not necessarily flush. Like, I don't think that's a good idea for Jake to take any flush punches. I do think him bulking up is going to help with that, and yes, I think Jake can absolutely crack Mike on the chin and knock him out, for sure. But he talks about the bravery. I would say Mike, at his age, is showing a lot of bravery in his own right. Like, it may not seem like it, but even Mike, who was the baddest man on the planet at one time, is a shell of that at this age. So to get in there with a guy 30 years younger than you, even if he's not a super high-level boxer, that's still dangerous, dude. And you couldn't convince, I mean, maybe you could for the money he's going to make, but you couldn't convince many people that age, even with his experience level, to get in there with a way younger guy, knowing all those years your body has on it and all the things you've lost in the process. That's a win in my book. So here's where we get into what stole the show at the press conference. I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing that this stole the show, but here is a young child from the city of New York asking questions that he shouldn't know the words that he even speaks or understand what the questions he's asking even mean. But here we are in 2024, and social media has rotted the brain of all of the youth.
So you think he has bigger balls? Who do you think's got a higher body count? What's your body count, Jake?
That is when I knew society was cooked. That right there. I need to say a prayer for the youth, because that right there is almost blasphemous. Like I said, it's funny in some respect, but it's also kind of sad, like, to see a kid acting like that and giddy about it. Look at his face. He's like, yeah, tell me your body count. Yeah. You shouldn't even know what a body count is, dude. Go do some math.
Do you really believe?
Give him hope, man. Come on.
I don't want, you can't give a YouTuber hope at this point. It's 2024. So, Jake, do you think you could take a hit from Mike Tyson?
What does that mean, you can't give a YouTuber hope? Huh? I take that one a little personal. What's that one supposed to mean, bruh?
Yeah, look, they call him Iron Mike Tyson, but I'm Titanium Jake Paul.
Oh, all right. Good luck, gentlemen.
It's not a bad answer from Jake. It's not. But let's get into the face-off, because this is the thing that I've been leading you guys to. Like a horse to water, I have been saying, there's something I saw in this presser made me start to go, hold on a second. Again, I could be reading way too much into very little. But I told you guys that he was sharp in his mind. I told you that Mike Tyson was always one of the most cerebral fighters there ever was. I told you he had studied the art of war. You knew this if you watched him. I think he just gave Jake a little bit of a lesson, or maybe even just started to plant the seeds of either doubt or dissent or discouragement with what happened at this face-to-face. Let's take a look. All right, here's the face-off. First off, Jake is huge, dude. Jake is far bigger, and that's crazy to say. Again, I know YouTube or whatever, but he's so much bigger, and it seems like it's happened almost overnight how quickly he's gotten bigger. But his beard's about to touch Mike on the chin. Here is the moment, ladies and gentlemen. This is the seed. This is the seed right here. Boom. 5-punch combo to the body, and we're all laughing, right? It's all fun, good time. But look at this first little reaction from Jake as he gets touched to the body with this right hand. Boom. Second one. Left hand. Already's landed. Third one landed. Mike's just, you know what I'm saying? He's testing it. He's laughing, and they're having a little shove off there, and there's Logan in the background as well, but testing those ribs. And again, I do think Jake is going to win this fight, and I think he's going to do it in devastating fashion. What I told you guys, Mike could do one thing to Jake that no one's really been able to do, and that is get to his body. Those little playful punches are, again, in my opinion, not an accident from Mike. Maybe he's just being a little jovial and he's not thinking too deep into it, but I give one of the greatest boxing minds and cerebral assassins of the heavyweight division more credit than that. Maybe I'm silly. Maybe I'm the guy that's falling for the work here, but I think that was a test. One, because Mike is looking directly into Jake's eyes when he does it. He's seeing what that reaction looks like. Is he soft, or is he a little bit more tense there? No, did he? Call me an overthinker, and you'd be right about that. But I think Mike wanted a reaction, and whether you believe he got it or or not, that's up to you. I don't have those answers. Much like I don't really know how this fight's going to look or the co-main event, which we'll talk about more as it gets closer. But this is the first press conference. The introduction, again, everything was very lighthearted and there was some fun back and forth. No one really stepping over that line and really putting it on the other fighter and telling them how serious this is really going to be. And I think little by little, as we get closer, you're going to start seeing that. Probably starting this Thursday. But you guys let me know, what did you see here? Did I read too much into this? Is Jake going to smash Mike, or is Mike still got one more left in the chamber for the young puck? As always, you guys know I don't have those answers. But July 20th, live on Netflix from Arlington, Texas. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. It doesn't feel real, but it is. What happens? Guess we'll find out.